This is explained. This material world is full of happiness or sadness. The moment you realize, if you have no realization, then this world is full of pain and sadness. You're not able to give up this material world. For this regard, first realize the pain of this world. Because jivas are so much attracted by Maya. They think this sadness is happiness. They think the sadness is happiness. Whose fault is it? It's Maya who completely traps the jivas. Jivas, they think that this sadness is happiness. Maya is beating every day or not? Every day it's beating us. Kamadi. My anger, lust, they are always troubling us. And everyone is completely controlled by that anger and lust. Kamadinam. Gives you trouble, pain. No, gives you trouble and pain. Anger, lust, always troubling to us. Anger, lust, they are giving trouble to us, giving us pain. We are suffering with anger, lust. That's why. Kamadi, Durni Desha. We are following the instructions of anger and lust. Following those instructions are very hard. This slok is coming. Durni Desha means very, very hard to follow the instructions of lust and anger. But yet we are following those instructions. Why? Because Maya has trapped us. Maya has completely put us in illusion. Maya says, do one thing. Kamadinam katita palita durnidesha. Maya has no shyness at all. A person is working in the house, for example. We must have sympathy towards them, right? If someone is working, helping you, but anger, lust, completely controlled by anger and lust jivas, they are so much. Maya has no sympathy for the jivas. Kamida kathina. Natrapa means no shyness. Completely shameless. Natrapana upashanti. Never satisfied by it. The jivas of this material world are suffering over and over again with anger and lust. That's why the slok is coming. Natrapana upashanti. Jivas are completely trapped by Maya. That's why it is saying Ashesho Kamana. Bhaktivinoda Thakur humbly is saying, this is the reality of our life. Kamadinam katita palita Durnitesha. In this material world, what is the solution to be free from this anger and lust? You tell me. Maya is pain, giving pain over and over again. It's giving trouble or not, it's disturbing to us so much. Again and again. This is the duty of Maya actually.
All we are the slave of Maya.
We are all the slaves of Maya. It does not even pay us, not even feeding us properly. You know what does a slave mean? In history there was slavery. So do you know what slave means? At that time, people, those who were tribal people, those who used to live in the forest, people from tribal communities, they were caught. These people used to climb on the trees. You can read the history. You will cry definitely if you read the history about this. And all the black people where they used to stay. Just as like in a river, people they catch fishes, in the same way they were catching the slaves, throwing a net, and then they were grabbing the humans, and then they used to climb down the tree, and then they used to trap them, catch them like people catch monkeys these days. You cannot even imagine how they used to treat the humans. And then they used to beat them, put them on a gun point on their heads, and then they used to put them to work under them. Even the big pyramids, big monuments, all the monuments that have been constructed, they all have been constructed by these slaves. They used to carry heavy bricks on their back. In the Brazil, when I go, I see a statue there. Only every day morning walk we are going in Sao Paulo. Which statue? It's a monument in Brazil, Sao Paulo. The slaves built that. They don't even feed properly. Just giving a little bit of chickpeas, and then you have to work 22 hours a day and beating them with a chain or something. Slavery was at that time. They are just forcing them to work. At that time, these days, big cranes are here. At that time, there was no crane. Big stones were used to lift up. How? These people used to lift them up. They used to make a slope like this, and then they used to pull through the ropes, tying their backs of like hundreds of slaves, and they used to pull that big rock. And they were beaten harshly as well. If you read it, tears will come from the eyes. In the same way, in this sloka, Kamadinam Katita Palita Duranitesha Tesham Jata Mainatrapa Napa Shanti. What's the next line after it? That's why we are the slaves of anger lust actually. Anger lust, we are servants of anger and lust. In Chaitanya Charitamrita this is explained. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is coming. We can only be helped if we meet a sadhu by chance, and then by their mantra we get protected. Kamadinam Katita Palita Durnidesha.
संजाता मन्यो करुणा नत्रोपा उपशान्ति उत्सृज्यैतनतजुपति सम्प्रतं लब्धबुद्धिं तामायत शरणपवयं मां नियुक्तं तं दास्ये उत्सृज्यैतनतजुपति सम्प्रतं लब्धबुद्धिं.
Chaitanya Charitamrita is written Madhya Lila, C.C. Madhya, chapter 22, verse number 16. Madhya 22.16. Mahaprabhu, this is explained. Shloka has been quoted from where? It's from Haribhakti Vilas, is it? Kamadinam gatita palita durnidesham tesham. It's from Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. In the Bengali verse, which one is it? The mantras of sadhu, they chastise this demon of Maya, anger and lust. There must be a Bangla verse.
काम क्रोधे दास भैया सदा सदा लती खाए. काम क्रोधे दास भैया सदा लती खाए. भ्रमिते भ्रमिते जगी साधु बने. और ये 16 है, वो 14 उसके आगे. In this way, the conditioned soul becomes a servant of lusty desires, and when these are not fulfilled, he becomes a servant of anger and continues to be kicked by the external energy Maya. Wandering and wandering throughout the universe, he may by chance get the association of a devotee whose instructions and hymns make the witch of external energy flee. The condition. So I'm expressing this one because this material world, what to do with this material world? Realize this material world. Does it have happiness or sadness? You decide. This slok is coming. Pariksha lokam imam. That's slok of Devadharma. As you realize yourself, by your heart you decide. This material world is full of happiness or sadness. Radha Sundari, are you understanding? It's full of sadness. The day you realize this material world is painful and full of distress, then you will give up this material world. If true realization comes from your inner heart. We all are suffering in this material world, but what we are thinking? We are thinking it has happiness. Even to sad, even in sadness we think that this is happiness. Maya again and again it is troubling us. Again and again. Maya has so many varieties of giving trouble actually. It gives little bit happiness and then beat us a lot. Then give little bit happiness, then beat us 10 more times. Maya is like this.
and then we forget. If we remember our past life, then we would not have been absorbed in this material world again. Just as like example is coming in water, if there is current flowing, electric current, sometimes due to wire failure, so the current enters in the tap water. If you touch the water, then you feel shock, and then will you put your hand again there to get shocked again? No. But if you forget that this happened with you, then you will put again. I prefer to read Hindi and Bangla more than English. Sanskrit or Bengali. Understanding my point or not? We are slaves of Maya. All you are the Pariksha Lokanam. Pariksha Lokanam Chaitanam. Nirvedam Asatraste Tatkritam Kritina Tadvikanatam Sadgurumiva Avigachet Samitpani Satyam Brahmanishtam. First two lines. Shalokanam Karma Chaitanam Brahmani. Nirvedam Atam Staptakritam Tena Tadvikanatam Samguruva Avigacche Samitpani Satyam Brahmanishtam. This is my native Brahmin. After having examined all these words that are gained by the words acquire freedom from desire, nothing that is internal can be produced by what is not eternal. In order that the many, in that he may understand that eternal, let him feel in his hand and approach a guru to his well, versed in the Vedas and always devoted to Brahman. तो ये श्लोक बहुत अच्छा है. परीक्षा लोकानो कर्म चितानो. हमारे हाथ काम निकाले डिसअपियर हो गया. समझ में क्या बोला? Understanding or not? What did I say? That's why it is explained. Realize. One is material realization, one is transcendental realization. We are not even having material realization. What to talk about the transcendental one? We're not even getting material realization. What is it? In this material world, we all are sad. Maya is treating us like a slave. What are we? All the slaves of Maya. We are slaves of Maya, not the servant. Hey, what do you say? Sir, if you use the term servant, then it's a high level thing. This word servant, you need to know, though the words mean same, but you need to know where you have to put which word. You are servant of Guru, you are not the servant of, we'll see the same word in Hindi, like different words in Hindi but means the same, but the terming is different. Like when we say of Maya, we say the slaves of Maya, not the servant of Maya. And then it is also said Kritadas. Slave means Kritadas. So that's the exact Hindi word of slave. They used to purchase. There was human trafficking at that time, and they used to put them to work. Understanding or not? Even till now, Barbanita, the prostitutes, they kidnap the ladies, girls, and there is human trafficking involved in these. And those who are beautiful, those who are fair, they see them and they just kidnap them. And then they traffic them to another country and then they sell them 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees.